Happy Halloweeny, everybody. I'm here to put out the fires. I'm your local firewoman, Elise. Nice to see you all. Happy Halloweeny, my friends. Yeah, this is my costume. I wasn't going to put the helmet on because my hair is in a bun and I'm not doing all that, It's too much. I did the helmet for the party. It was great and all, but, it's plastic. It falls off. I wasn't in the mood. But nonetheless, it's a dress. It's like a little tube dress, like one of those spandex type tight. I can't breathe. Okay, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, well, thank you, Biker. I appreciate that very, very much. Besides all the gray hairs I got going on, maybe my firewoman deep inside can put out that fire one of these days and just dye my roots finally. But nonetheless, welcome everybody. Welcome. I have a lot of stuff to do today, so today's stream is early because it's Halloween and I got a lot of stuff to do today. I did go with the red and black, and I decided because we have yellow as the awesome firefighters we are. I did a yellow gold eyeliner. I know you guys can't really see it on camera, but it looks awesome in person. For all you ladies, I suggest colored eyeliners. I love them. They make everything pop when you want it to. Yeah, girl, listen. No, it's uncomfortable in the way that it's a little tight. I have leggings on, okay, because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna freeze. I'm gonna be outside, but it's a dress, and then I just put leggings on underneath so I don't die. But the suspenders are actually quite comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. These little suspender guys are quite comfy. You know what I'm saying? But I do have leggings on underneath just because I did. Because I did. For the ladies, this is how to be comfortable, my friends. Now, it would have been uncomfortable if I just wore it with the boots. I have these really high, shiny, we'll call them hooker boots because that's what they are. They're for costumes, but they're hooker boots nonetheless. And I have those that technically go with the costume, but I am not trick-or-treating in those. Those are for parties, adult parties. So, no, I'm going to be wearing my Uggs, nice and comfortable, to walk the kids around and have a little Halloween party outside the house. So I have leggings on and my Uggs nearby, my black tall Uggs. So I'll be nice and toasty. And fingers crossed, maybe my Twisted Tragedies hoodie will come today. And if I get cold, I can put it on and it'll be like advertisement, like free advertisement. You know what I mean? Girl, listen. You guys know Halloween is my favorite holiday, right? It's the one day a year, besides if you go to a costume party of any sort, that everybody can be a kid. Everybody can dress up and have fun. And my husband's the fireman, just so everyone knows. My husband's a fireman for Halloween. I'm the firewoman. I had to get him a fireman costume. He's got to match his woman. You know what I mean? So actually, I'll show you guys. You guys are going to kick out of it. Oops. And the side of the door. So he's the fireman, all right? He's the fireman. Comes with the pants and the hat. He's got to have his own shirt, which he has plenty of. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to be wearing something. I would love for him to wear something like this. It would be too cold for him to be wearing something like this. No, the collars, it keeps doing that. It's annoying. It pops in the back and it's not fun, but nonetheless, it comes with suspenders and the hat and the pants. So the fireman and the fire lady for Halloween. So we did go to the Halloween store to get my daughter's costume, and at first she wanted to be Stitch. So that was cool. She wanted to be Stitch. But then she saw all the other costumes. So then we had to go on a spree, I would call it, because all of the costumes that she wanted were not in her size, and for some reason she needed a size up, which is weird. I think the costumes are just running small because her clothes and the costume sizes don't match. So she needed like a 12-14, and she is definitely not a 12-14 in regular clothes. So I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lynn. I'm sorry. Happy Halloweeny, my friends. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It keeps doing that. But nonetheless, I would show you guys, but I don't put my kiddo on the internet because, there are very rude, ignorant, and mean people out there who like to put things on pictures of children and just be disgraceful. So I don't do that. But some of you privately have seen the pictures of my little dark angel. So it has these like tattered wings that go on kind of like my suspenders, like over your shoulders. And then there's Velcro to tighten it. And it has like this these black roses, and it's a headband. And it has like this silvery color to it, but she looks adorable. I'm going to curl the bottom of her hair, and she's going to be the dark angel. I think it's called, I forget. It's a dark angel, but it's called something specific. But my favorite candy, I take Twizzlers or, oh yeah, my QR code. Twizzlers or... Okay, and I'm particular about my Reese's. I don't like the whole big Reese's because it's like too much for me. All right, but I like the Reese's minis, the mini cups. And I like Sour Patch gummies or watermelons. Those are really good. I'm not a huge chocolate person, funny enough. I don't eat a lot of chocolate. I like the fruity stuff mostly, but if I am gonna get chocolate, it's the Reese's cups. I'm just saying. What's everybody else's favorite candy? I want to know. If you're bringing your kids out, what are you hoping to get for candy for your kids that you can steal out of their buckets? And if you're not bringing your kids out, I still want to know, what is your favorite candy? The fire lady needs to know, because we had a lot of talk about that I missed yesterday. Well, I didn't miss, but I wasn't here yesterday. I was moving all of my seasonal, like summer stuff out of the yard and the house into my storage unit, and then bringing all the other stuff sort of in. Hold on one. Ooh, Pop Rocks, peanut M&Ms. Listen, okay, we went to the trunk or treat, right? And they had she got these little Carmelos. You never see Carmelos, okay, as a candy unless you see the full size bars, okay? So I'm looking and I'm like, what the hell? She got these little fun size Carmelos now. They have those. And I was like, wow. So fun story. I got Haribo gummy bears to pass out to the kids. And what I did was I got a bunch of different kinds of candy, and I have like Fun Dip, but it's Stranger Things Fun Dip, basically, at Walmart. And I got a bunch of different kinds of candy. And I also got slime. I got the little rings, the different kinds of like spider, whatever. And I got this cauldron. And you fill it, it has like a drink mix, and you can put water or tonic water. If you use tonic water under a black light, it actually glows. It's like a green slime type drink in a cauldron for kids. I got those, and I got Kool-Aid, like, juice boxes, and they're called Zomberry. And so, we're going to bring our kids, right, to trick or treat. And then when we come back, because I go with my neighbors, we have tables set up between her house and my house. Now, her house is a street over from mine, but I have a fence all the way around my yard. So, and my driveway, like the whole thing can shut, like the entire, all the way around. And so what we do is, because my street is dead end, not many people come down it driving wise. Her street, there's a lot more like traffic, but still not nearly as much. It's a residential area. So I just opened my back gate, and we set up tables sort of along the back route of her street, and just kind of share between the houses all different kinds of things for the kids to come get, the juice boxes, and then I got these little cellophane things to put all the candy in. I used to love that when I was a kid. That was the best thing. When you got home and you dumped everything out and you had these like little gift baggies with random goodness in them, finding out what was in there is one of my favorite things as a kid. And so I made those for the kids. And so I was like, I have actually never passed out candy to kids. I'm always with my kids out. So I never have actually passed out any candy. So it's actually going to be fun because the neighborhood kids will be able to come even after they're done trick-or-treating and, get a bag of candy and have some slime drink and, Halloween theme. We got music. We have we have adult drinks for the adults in blood bags. They're little blood bags, and I have an inflatable cooler, and it says blood bank on it. I kid you not, it's a real thing. We got all sorts of stuff. I bought the kids cups, so like not only do they get like little goodie bag, but it's like a plastic Halloween cup. Dollar Tree, y'all. Okay, comes in like a 4-pack. I think I got like four 4-packs or something or 5 4-packs or something like that because why not? Especially for kids. I mean, between my kids and just my neighbor's kids, there's already like 8 or 10 kids. So nothing big yet. I haven't talked about anything. Ooh, Starburst. All of the things. Yeah. See, I go big or go home, and I plan over a long period of time, but I'm also very, conscious of money. So Dollar Tree is a good place to get things like that, especially for Halloween. And I'm not going to get 50 or 60 kids. I'm just not. And even if I did, I have plenty of regular candy for just, extra if I run out of plastic cups. You know what I mean? And slime. But they were like this big, and they came in like a pack of however many. But Haribo gummy bears. Ooh, yes. M&Ms. I love M&Ms. And I am a fruity person too. But Pop Rocks. Yes. Twizzlers are my thing. I like the pull and peels too. Those are so good. Gummy bears. No kids come to your house? That's sad. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know if kids come to my house because, again, I don't really. But a main road was where I grew up in Weymouth, and it was a main road. And we walked up and down the main road, and then we would take the side streets, come in and out, down the side street, back up to the main road, blah, blah, blah. You didn't miss much, no. I thought Stranger Things came back on this weekend, so bummed I gotta wait another month. Oh, dang. Ooh, special Pop Rock soft serve. That is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I got nerds. All kids love nerds, All the kids love nerds. I love them. Right? The one that's 50% off or 75% off on November 1st. My sipping on Turtle Tears cup should be here between today and the 3rd, and so should my sweatshirts, and I'm excited about it. And that blanket in my store is calling my name. Although, tell me what you think. I might, this is a might, but I might change the blanket a little where I didn't think of this ahead of time. I don't know why. I think because it gives you like a certain amount of space for print. And there was some space left over, and I'm thinking, why didn't I put the channel name on this, like white parts, like Twisted Tragedies on the white parts? I don't know, but I might change it, or maybe make a second one that says the channel name on it. It might make sense because then it'll be like a topic, right? People will have their blankets, and somebody will come over and be like, "What's that? That is so cool!" And then it's a whole conversation about the show. You know what I mean? It's a whole conversation. All right, folks. All right, Truth Squad. It's Halloweeny. And while the ghosts are out haunting, the real monsters are the frauds and the cult leaders that we deal with on a daily basis, that we expose and talk about. Tonight is Halloween. But today, anytime you drop a donation, that is a pumpkin bomb. Now, I was not live yesterday. Today, it's a pumpkin bomb. It's still a truth bomb, but we're going to call it a pumpkin bomb because it's Halloween. 2 days ago, I was live Wednesday. Thursday, I did not. Like I said, I was moving all of the seasonal stuff, summer crap back into my storage unit and getting the winter crap out, right? Or fall winter crap out. And so, I had to borrow my neighbor's van and take the boxes, fill things in boxes and put the boxes in the van and do the whole rigmarole, right? And switch out clothes, do a whole thing. I don't have storage like in the house. We only have, one closet here, one closet in the other room, one closet in the bathroom. So I don't have a lot of closets to keep seasonal things in. So it was better to just get a really small storage unit and just keep all of the seasonal things in there. Things like my patio table is going to have to go in there. You know what I mean? Like things like that have to go away so they don't get ruined in the wintertime. But I was busy all day yesterday, so I was not here. I had to do that. But now I'm back, and I am glad that I am back. But while I was away on Wednesday night, someone was watching my live stream and sent a $20 donation. So thank you, Pepper. And it said, keep dropping those truth bombs. Thank you, Pepper. I appreciate that from Wednesday. I just wanted to say thank you. Looks like Deidre already sent $25. Thank you, Deidre, for pizza for the kids. I mean, I'm trying to get pizza for the kids tonight. Like, just quick, easy meal, like Domino's, call it a day. We'll see. Hopefully it'll happen, and it won't take 17 hours to get the pizza. Well, fingers crossed. But nonetheless, all right, every time we drop a donation, it's going to be a pumpkin bomb. It's not going to be a truth bomb. I mean, it is a truth bomb, but we're going to call it a pumpkin bomb because it's Halloween and we're going to stay on theme, right? That scares the lies right back into their graves, I think, when we talk about this shit. The pumpkin bomb, it's going to scare the lies right out of them and back into their graves. We don't run on sponsors or corporations, or we run on you guys. Ooh, Italian wedding soup. That sounds so good. I haven't had that in forever. Ooh, that sounds so good. That's like yummy and like warms your insides. It's like one of those things that is like a hearty warming of the insides. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I definitely don't have that much Christmas stuff. This year, I'm actually going to have to get a tree. A fake tree. My last one broke. Last year we had a real tree. And I can't do the real tree thing again. Can't do it. Got to get another fake tree. And I miss my pink tree. It was my favorite. I had it for years. It broke. I was so mad when we moved. So I need to get a new tree. I think there's 2 separate pink ones on my wish list. But again, I have to keep my wish list private now until, Amazon, and they take forever to do everything. Blocks that person's account from using Amazon because they misused it in a way to harass me in my wish list, which is friggin' insane that anybody would have the time to do any of that. My favorite soup in general is corn chowder. Yeah, I love corn chowder. It's delicious. All right, let me get back to this because I keep losing my focus here. All right. So, channel doesn't run on sponsors. We don't have corporations. There's no other, YouTubers telling us what we can and can't talk about. We're not a part of a cult. We are ourselves. We run to the beat of our own drum. It runs on you guys. Independent voices don't get brand deals. We get Truth Squad. Truth Squad keeps us alive and uncensored, my friends. So if you're laughing, shocked, or creeped out by tonight, drop a pumpkin bomb and let them know the truth will not stay buried. I'm just saying. All right, you guys know the ways to support the channel. There are a frickin' million different goddamn ways to do it. What is happening here? Hold on, my screen over here is not cooperating with me. There's a million different ways to do it. We'll pop it up on the screen. We have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut. We have Super Chats, Super Stickers. We have memberships that you can buy or you can give to other people, which is awesome. We have Chime. We have a link in the chat and in the description. You can click on it. You can use credit or debit. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can add this. Hold on. Let me see. See if it'll let me do it. Aha! There it is, y'all. I made a special. I didn't know how it was going to work, but I made a special one. Made a special one for Halloween. I know it's covering my face, but it's there, right, for a second. Drop a pumpkin bomb. Isn't that cool? I love it. Look at how cool that is. Thank you, AI, for helping me make this. I love it. Welcome to being a member, Christy. We appreciate you, my friend. All right, so there was quite a few things that happened yesterday. Clearly, corn chowder, I'm telling you, it's the best ever. Cream corn, so good. Listen, I'm a corn lover. I love corn. It's delicious. I know, right? Isn't it cool? I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make it. Thank you, AI. for helping make this. I think it's freaking awesome and cool, and I love it. I love it so much. Love it so much. All right. On Halloween, even the truth, my friends, even the truth crawls out of its grave. And there's a lot of shenanigans happening behind closed doors. Lots of shenanigans. We're going to call them shenanigans because that's a fun word. They're not shenanigans anymore. They're shenanigans. There's lots of shenanigans going on behind closed doors. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about what in the actual fuck is going on here, right? What in the actual fuck is going on? Now, do y'all remember a few days ago when I called out Nan Gallagher for just being unethical and wondering what the fuck she's doing? Ooh. Actually, hold up. I was sent something. Hold on, folks. I was sent something. Hold on. Let me get this. Talk about shenanigans. Oh, yes. This is. All right. I have. Some of you already probably heard this, but. Oh, Hawaii. I love that. Wait, it's only 5 a.m. there? God bless you, Racer, for being awake, my friend. All right, ready? Yeah, you're here. I'm here for the shenanigans too, right? They're not shenanigans anymore. On Twisted Show, they're now called shenanigans because I said so. Because I came up with it and it sounded good. So now it's shenanigans. That's what we're calling it. Calling it shenanigans. But good thing for shenanigans, I was sent this. And some of you probably have already heard it, which is totally fine. But I've not heard it yet. And I heard it was pretty good, that we should take a listen to it. What do you think? I think we should take a listen to it. I heard it was a good song, right? I heard it was a good song. And since we're down with the shenanigans, right, let's listen to the shenanigan song here called Will Henry.
Yeah, couldn't get through to him, couldn't get him to feel motivated. I was not fit to take care of him. He had special needs at this point, psychological special needs at this point. When he was 15. When I did hit him, and I told him to put up his hands because he did something that was completely unforgivable. And I told him to put up his hands. When I did hit him, he had special needs at this point, psychological special needs at this point. When he was 15.
It's loco. I pay attention. I can see it in your eyes. Willie, you're losing weight. Wearing Boston hats, choosing hate. Let's talk about you moving state to state. Caught a case in Jersey, a high-speed chase. Moved to Marietta, where the weather was better. Out in Cobb County, that's when you first met her. Got a job at Domino's, just trying to do better. When you did her dirty, that really upset her. She was beautiful. Her name is Leslie. She no different than your Boston girl, ST. You are a womanizer, that shit don't impress me. All for yourself, it's like your soul is empty. Her name is Leslie. Do remember, come on. Her name is STD. Well, remember, yes. How soon?
Sorry, I paused it because we froze. I got this, guys. I got you. Don't worry.
Let's go! Made a channel panel of missing kids. Then the community he was in found out he was hitting his. I am not lying, he even admitted the shit. His 15-year-old son, he beat the shit out the kid. Damn. At Karen's trial, taking selfies like it was a joke. Asked for special treatment because your leg was broke. Karen did you a solid, put you in the front row. You called her a pussy, she didn't want to take selfies no more. Wow. With a glare of you, not an OG. You're an NG. Build that ass, Leslie and SG. Oh, rare, leave them kids alone. Keep your hands to yourself. You punk bitch, you dead wrong. You talk shit about Crawford, call him Allwood. But on a one-on-one fight, he will beat the dog shit out your brittle ass and you won't be able to stop it. Scrape your ass up in the streets of Boston. Awesome.
How will the glare turtle boy gonna write a blog on you? He gonna turn on you. Turn his mob on you. Are you stupid? You are a clown for real.
Turtle wild tap Karen and she called you, asked for your help. You had a chance to do better, something for yourself, but you chose to lie and grift on short-term wealth. Hop on a plane and hide in the south. On your live stream straight, yelling at Karen, saying she ungrateful, even talks about her parents. Saying you raise money, she should be embarrassed. If Aiden is a turtle, then Will is a parrot. Fuck out it.
Oh, Willie Henry, leave them kids alone.
I haven't heard this yet. I'm trying not to die laughing.
We in the zone. Let me get this straight. You broadcast from Knoxville. You are the drama channel and you're not real. Maybe you should get a job at D&E where the cops plill. Aiden using you as a witness, plus you both pop pills. Maybe catch you in Tennessee, walking that 2 miles to Planet Fitness. Pull up and we can handle business. But as the chat is my witness, if you're from Tennessee and little Ralphie is from Dallas, who is really the grifters? Well, the glare you a scab. You scummy, you dirty. You skeevy. Your Nettie knows Alan Jackson knows. Nobody picking you up at Logan International. Everyone knows you're a liar. Karen beat 2 murder cases and you fucking with her.
Definitely, Sam. I don't know about beat 2 murder cases. You didn't beat one once. You can't be found not guilty twice. That's not a thing. A song about Will. A good old song about Will.
With a glare, turtle boy gonna write a blog on you, he gonna turn on you. Turn his mob on you. Are you stupid? You are a clown for real. Turtle wiretap Karen and she called you, asked for your help. You had a chance to do better, something for yourself, but you chose to lie and grift on short-term wealth. Hop on a plane and hide in the south. On your live stream, straight yelling at Karen, saying she ungrateful, even talks about her parents. Saying you raise money, she should be embarrassed. If Aiden is a turtle, then Will is a parrot. Fuck out of here. Maybe catch you in Tennessee, walking that 2 miles to Planet Fitness. Pull up and we can handle business. But as the chat is my witness, if you're from Tennessee and little Ralphie is from Dallas, who is really the grifters?
To be fair, they're all fucking parrots.
You scummy, you dirty, you skeevy, you Nettie knows, Ellen Jackson knows. Nobody picking you up at Logan International. Everyone knows you're a liar. Karen beat 2 murder cases and you fucking mental health.
No one's picking you up at Logan, bro. Also, again, small catch here. You can't beat 2 murder cases. That's not even legally possible. Wiretap was a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Willie Henry, leave them kids alone.
Take off that Boston beat.
It's still going.
You know that's true. Everyone put their ones up. Oh, Willie Henry, leave them kids alone.
Take off that Boston beat.
You're a sucker and you know that's true. Everyone put their ones up.
Oh no.
With a mental health like you.
No, this is a real person. It's not AI, which is even funnier. I had not heard that until right now. Someone sent it to me. Where's Wiretap? Wait, where's that one? It made me laugh way too hard too. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's see if we can find Wiretap. I know JFK has it like on his thing, but where's the song itself? Good StreamYard dude already doing the thing. It's pretty good. Yeah, the Wiretap one's pretty good. So yeah, Melanie Little did rip into Nan Gallagher the other day because it's on James Jackson's. Thank you. Well, because here's an idea, folks. As an attorney, you cannot do what she did. Okay? It's fucking not only unethical, dude, but it's really standing on the boundary of criminal. Okay? You helped someone as an attorney, right? Who you know this woman called for legal advice. She called your office. She didn't call your personal phone. She called your office, right? No matter if it was bad advice or not, that's the advice she got. She chose to do, and she called for legal advice, right? So she called the office. And here's what makes it worse, guys. Okay, thank you. This is what makes it worse. Is that when Nan picked up the phone, okay, when Nan picked up the phone, she pretended it wasn't her and sent Donna to voicemail. You know what I mean? Did you say you're a die-hard turtle writer? Is that what you're saying? I'm confused. Or are you just saying they're a die-hard turtle writer? Because I'm confused here. It's just the comment's not clear, so I'm trying to figure out what you mean here. Here's the thing. Melanie Little, apparently, right, said basically what I had already said, right, when I called her out, which is it's ethical and it's unethical. Well, he's not no turtle writer anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like I have to give grace to the people that wake up from it, because you have to remember that there are some people that sort of get stuck into this cult. That's the only word I have for it. This cult, right? No, she's saying that JFK was a turtle writer. Maybe at one point he did follow Aiden, but not everybody who follows Aiden is a turtle writer, right? You have to remember that too. Some people don't realize like how bad it is or how bad he is until they like are, you know, in the middle of it. And yes, I'm well aware that he defended him for a long time, but to be honest, most of the people, right, I think defend him is out of fear or out of not wanting to deal with him throw his little turtle boy tantrums, right? So that's the thing, right? I think he realizes what's up now, and good for him, because a lot of other people, I mean, Mike from the Young Jerks, this is something that happened while I was not here yesterday, but Mike from the Young Jerks is now being attacked by the turtle writers and the turtle. And he probably got the best advice he got from anybody from Mike. And Mike said it in the nicest way possible. He said it nicer than anybody I would have known said. He basically was like, bro, cut the shit. Like, stop it. Stop the madness, dude. Like, you're going after people with much smaller followings than you, mostly women, and it's just not a good look. And Mike told him in the kindest, most gentle possible way that anyone could have told him, right? And yet, what did he do? And Mike did a lot for him. You know what I mean? Mike raised money for him, had his back. You know, when Mike spoke out, I think it was last year. No, it was early 2021. He got attacked by the turtle writers and stopped his channel for like 2 weeks, and then came back and sort of just stopped talking about it at all. And again, I believe that's fear. You know, that's fear. I think Carol didn't know what you meant, Jill. I think she thought you meant, like I thought you meant, that you were a turtle writer, which didn't make sense at first. That's why I had to clarify with you what the comment meant. But you have to remember, JFK, like you have to give these people an understanding, right? And so at one point in the beginning, I thought maybe Karen could be innocent until the evidence came out, right? When the start pieces of evidence came out, I didn't agree with saying she was innocent anymore, because now there's pieces of evidence that aren't matching what she's saying. Bottom line is this, right? Everybody can choose to have whatever opinion they want on that case. That case is really over at this point, right? Other than the civil part of that hearing, which we're gonna follow, right? The civil case of it. But the criminal part, at least the death of John O'Keefe, the awful death of John O'Keefe, is over. That criminal portion of it is over, unless they bring her up on some sort of criminal conspiracy charges, which, I mean, they are looking at, so I don't know. But here's the thing, right? A lot of these people that followed him or stuck up for him in my heart of hearts, I have to know that a lot of these people had one, fear, which is not normal, right? I don't think any content creator out there, maybe besides him, fears what I have to say. You know what I mean? That's not normal. It's not normal for content creators to fear someone to the point where they're willing to do whatever the person says or to try to keep it cordial so that person just leaves them alone. That's not normal, okay? That's not normal. Aiden's not a normal person, okay? The man doesn't have the capacity to really care about anybody but himself. We all know this. It's not a secret at this point. The only secret it is to are some of these people who are, I think Carol just misunderstood what you were meaning. But I mean, chicks, did we not call this though? Like, to be fair, for us people who didn't believe that Karen was innocent, like, did we or did we not tell everybody related to this and scream from the rooftops that he will turn on anyone and everyone? He'll throw everyone under the bus if he thinks he'll save himself. Okay? He does not want what he has done to come out. And a lot of the times when he's accusing other people of doing stuff, it's stuff he has not only done, but is actively doing. He's the worst projector I've ever met in my life. Okay? The whole thing is a fucking shitstorm, right? Nan Gallagher, we told them. They got warning. That's the thing. People got warning. We knew this was going to happen. It wasn't I kept saying, right? And Jesse's repeating exactly what I said, but it's not an if, it's a when, right? There's no if, there's only a when with him. It's like it happens in waves, right? Where it'll happen and then a year will go by, 6 months will go by, new people come in, they don't know the history, they don't know what's going on, and within a year or so time, he starts picking up each one by one, going after them one by one, turning on them one by one. It happens in waves. This has happened over and over and over and over. This is not something that couldn't be predicted. This is not something that we couldn't see coming. We knew it would happen. It wasn't an if it would happen. It was a when it would happen, right? And that I've been drilling that into you guys' brains forever, which is it wasn't ever an if. It was a when. Right? And the when has now happened, right? And I think at least Mike gave him some good advice that, frankly, I knew he wouldn't take. But the point is, he won't take advice from anyone. He's not going to take advice from anyone. He's going to keep doing nonsensical bullshit. I mean, here's the thing. You walked out of your hearing, right? And you instantly spit in the judge's face. Does he magically think? And again, that was running on pure emotion. He didn't think that through at all. He didn't think about what he was doing. There was no thinking. He did what he wanted to do because he was mad. He's petty and he was mad at the judge. So his way of saying fuck you to the court system was to immediately go and talk about the person he was just told he's not allowed to talk about, blog about, write about, period. I mean, in a normal person's brain, they know that by doing that means you're spitting in the face of a judge. You're telling the judge you don't give a fuck about what he ordered or what he said, and you're going to do whatever you want anyway, so go fuck yourself. And I'm going to tell you, a judge, especially not in his area, not in his stomping grounds, is not going to take fucking kindly to somebody immediately breaking an order that he put in place. Okay? And like I said, don't be surprised when you see other charges come from New Jersey that are criminal in nature. Do not be surprised. You heard it here first. It's gonna happen. Again, not an if, just a when. Okay? That's the bottom line. He's fucking with fire, right? And I'm not putting it out. It's the fire lady here, and I'm not putting out your motherfucking fires, sir. You're running around starting fires everywhere. Literally. Picking fights with everyone. So now he's picking on Mike from the Young Jerks, and he's and the reason that Nan Gallagher basically handed over her law license to help him was because he was all sad and mad. He was sad and mad that Nan went to the JFK thing and not his thing. Here's the thing. The JFK thing was planned before his Halloween party was. It was already set. The date was already set. And apparently it was made around Nan Gallagher's fucking schedule, which is just sad, right? That's just sad. I say the same thing, chicks, all the time to Jesse in private, which is, what in the actual fuck is Massachusetts doing? Because New Jersey shouldn't have to clean up our mess. Let's just be honest, right? Massachusetts could have already charged him with at least a dozen or more different charges. They've chosen not to. Blackmail, wiretapping, extortion, stalking, harassment. It is infuriating, girl. Listen, you don't got to tell me, believe me when I say it fucking infuriates me. And you can ask Jessie. Like, I talk to her about this on a daily basis. New Jersey shouldn't have to clean up Massachusetts' mess. The problem is most of the place that he could be charged is Norfolk County, and Norfolk County cares more about what it looks like than actual justice for victims. They don't give a fuck about actually attempting to get justice for the victims. They care about what he's going to spin it to be. That's what they care about, and that's the part that burns me. And this is why I say it's never been a secret. I have never said that I was a fan of Mike Morrissey. I am not, never have been a fan of Mike Morrissey. I grew up in Norfolk County. I think he's a piece of human garbage. That does not mean that there was some giant vast conspiracy in that case. It just means Mike Morrissey cares more about being reelected and the way something looks or is perceived or is spun than he does actual justice for the victims who are being harmed. And that is fucking disgusting. That's called a politician. And I don't think that DAs should be in the office that long if that's what they turn into. I'm sorry. I also think our judges should be voted in because we perpetually have really shitty judges that just do whatever they want and allow criminals to just keep doing shit over and over and over because they're not voted in, because there's no way to remove them unless, our legislature votes on it and then the governor signs off on it, and nobody wants to do that. They can vote on it. They've been trying to remove a specific judge for like 9 years now, and it never gets out of committee. We need judges that are voted in and out. Actually, there's the exact same amount on both platforms. 93 and 94, and 1 on Facebook, just 1. Hey, Casey, if your sweatshirt's not there yet, girl, it should be. I checked on it this morning. It's in the UK. I know that. It made it to the UK, my friend. We needed results a long time ago. And that's the part that really fucking pisses me off, which is New Jersey should not have to clean up after what, Massachusetts could have cleaned up a long time ago. Massachusetts could have cleaned this shit up an extremely long fucking time ago. And then there wouldn't be more victim, right? Morning, Frank. It is what it is. It is what it is. I think I found it really funny, though, that Melanie Little called out Nan, because I know they have like a thing. I'm getting a present. Ooh, present day. Good morning. Happy Halloween. Here's your lady firefighter reporting for duty. I said duty. We're just getting into some shenanigans over here today. Since it's Halloween, we had to do an earlier live stream because I have a lot of stuff to do today. But we have now decided that shenanigans are not going to be called shenanigans anymore. At least on my channel, they're now called shenanigans. They're shenanigans from now on. All right, they're just simple shenanigans. And if you would like to support the shenanigans, as you guys can see, I made everything orange today. It's a Halloween thing. It'll be back to normal tomorrow, but today it's Halloween, and so I made it orange, okay? But if you would like to support what we're going to call pumpkin bombs today, my friends, there's a bunch of different ways to support independent voices like mine to drop a pumpkin bomb. I made this I think it's awesome. Thank you, AI, for helping me make this here. This, you guys can see my face, but you can see this. Drop a pumpkin bomb to support independent truth, my friends. We have CashApp, Venmo, a PayPal, Chime, Revolut, which is Chime and Revolut are the same as CashApp and Venmo, so they're literally all the same. And then we have PayPal down here, and then we have a link. We have a link in chat pinned to the top. And in the description of the video that you can use credit or debit for, you can get yourself a membership. You can buy somebody else a membership. You can gift those now, which is cool. You can buy a super chat. You can buy a super sticker. And there's all sorts of ways to support the channel. But my channel runs on you guys. My channel runs on you guys. I don't have sponsors. I don't have big donors. I have you guys. And so without you guys' help, I can't keep this choo-choo train running, my friends. Okay. Well, there's a lot more going on with just what the public knows with those New Jersey cases, and I do believe that they downgraded one from cyber harassment to just straight harassment, and it had that one went through citizens complaint, so it had to go through like a multitude of stages even to get where it is now, but feeling bad for someone and knowing the shit that he does, I think, are in two different things. You know what I mean? Like, what he does is not okay. What happened there was not okay either. You know what I mean? But I think New Jersey takes it a little more serious than Massachusetts does. They at least pulled the charges, and Massachusetts didn't fucking bother, right? So here's the thing. All the things that are sort of going on with Donna's, like, there's more than what he showed people. You know what I mean? Like, there's way more than what he showed people. Also, he said something along the lines of like Donna didn't donate or something, but then he accidentally showed the receipt where she donated $300. And it's like, make up your mind, bud. You're accidentally showing receipts now, dumbass, you know? And I don't disagree with you. I'm saying that as cases, though, you have to look at it from the eyes of what is the law going to consider for New Jersey and what they're not going to consider like to keep it, you know what I mean? Like to not toss it out. And as far as what I have educated myself on from New Jersey, there's a good chance that it sticks just based on him breaking the original order. Like if he had just shut the fuck up, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe they would have dropped them, but because he doesn't shut the fuck up and he kind of just spits in the judge's faces, I really think the judge is just going to throw the book at him at this point. And because New Jersey has different laws than Massachusetts, you know, we should take bets. I bet you 5 hugs. I can't bet on anything, God damn it, Lee. I don't have that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Listen, here's the thing, right? I don't give a shit how he goes to jail. That's where the fuck he belongs. I don't give a shit if it's on a fucking petty he looked at me sideways charge. I don't give a rat's ass. He should have already been in jail, right? Should have already been in fucking jail by now. Massachusetts could have charged him with a litany of fucking charges where they have a multitude of evidence, and they haven't. Why? New Jersey shouldn't have to clean up Massachusetts' fucking mess. And I'm not putting him out as the fire lady. Fuck right off. I wouldn't piss on that dude if he was on fire, to be clear. You know? And let's be clear, he wouldn't piss on anybody else if they were on fire either. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. But I did find it quite funny that Melanie Little, I can't do her faces, so you guys know I cannot watch her. Can't do it. Can't fucking do it. That lady's faces make my fucking brain want to explode. But nonetheless, apparently she did like a whole almost half hour on how Nan Gallagher is unethical. I mean, you can't do what she did. It's the bottom line. And she can say publicly that it's fine, everything's gravy, but either she's a really shitty lawyer or she just didn't want to admit that publicly that we were all right and she's wrong. You have an ethical duty to a potential client when someone calls and asks for legal advice. They don't have to be a client yet. You still have to have confidentiality for them. You cannot take that information and pass it along to the person you know the person has an order on. That is highly unethical. She could be disbarred for that. But that's the problem though. It doesn't happen right away. Like disbarment, all that. It's like a whole process. And yeah, now that happened, it's kind of like now she's got a better case. So they fucked themselves on that one. You know what I mean? She's got a better case. And because Nan tricked her, she called and Nan was like, oh yeah, I'll send you to her voicemail. And now listening to her voice, I was like, that was her. That was just, she knew she could have just had a phone conversation with me and said, no, like I have conflict, whatever. Right. And again, I wouldn't have advised for her to call her. I understand why she did, but I wouldn't have advised for her to call her. But that, like sending her to the voicemail and then within 5 minutes sending that voicemail to Aiden, they just fucked themselves on that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a pretty good song. The Wiretap one was pretty good too. That one was a pretty good one. It was pretty funny. Ooh, you going hunting? Michael's going hunting. Are we getting a turkey? Getting a turkey, Michael. Is it turkey hunting, or are we like deer hunting? I don't know what kind of hunting season it is right now. I'm not sure what hunting season it is at the moment, but I mean, here's the thing, right? Normal people don't, as attorneys, use another person's voicemail as some sort of like, hey, here you go, turtle weirdo, use this to harass someone. That's fucking weird. That's weird. You know? Well, the violation of the order was him talking about her at all anyway. And Nan sharing it with him to break a lawful order sort of toes a line of violating the civil order and committing a crime. So, I mean, I know that there's going to be a complaint against Nan, and I don't think the bar is just going to be like, sure, nothing to see here. I mean, she not only did it, but then admitted to it, thought it was funny, and then doubled and then tripled down on it being perfectly fine to do. And people believed her like dumbasses. We're like, you don't know what you're talking about, Twisted. You're not an attorney. And it's how you're going to argue with a real attorney. Well, I would argue she's not no real attorney if she doesn't know her own ethical fucking duties as an attorney. Number one. Number two, she does medical law, corporate medical law. Number three, she's apparently trying to move here to Massachusetts after her divorce. Oh, you mean the lawyer portal? Yeah. So the estate lawyer used to let him do that. I don't know what lawyers are stupid enough. Gee, we wonder. To let him keep using their login information. But that's going to be an ethical issue as well. You know? Yeah, well, that's part of the problem, right? Is that she did do that, right? This whole condoning it, backing it up. And to be fair, Melanie Little has said a lot of things that are not true when it comes to like legal stuff. I think she practiced civil law at some point, but she is ill-informed when it comes to criminal law. And there was a lot of things that she was telling people that were just completely and utterly false. And of course, attorneys over here on the normal side of, hey, wait a second, what the fuck are you talking about? Try to correct that. But, you know, the turtle riders, they don't really listen. They just automatically assume everything that their leaders tell them have to be true. But when you back up this behavior that she's been backing up just to be sort of in that crowd, you have to ask yourself, what isn't she willing to do then? You know what I mean? It is wild. It's absolutely fucking wild, you know? Well, you would think that that would make you not do something fucking stupid, right? So it is what it is. Oh, I feel that, Wallflower. Living in the sort of countryside in the woods, like hearing the shots go off, that would probably keep me keeping my kids inside too. Aren't there supposed to be certain areas, because people do hunt even in Massachusetts, but where I lived for a few years, we had like, had tied these like orange, red things around the trees in like a direction where a residential area was that you shouldn't be shooting. And then they had this almost like fencing not a real fence, but like this plastic, again, orange, red sort of like fencing going from like tree line to like across, you know, way, way, way over, so that people knew like that was like a residential area. So I don't know if they do anything like that near you, maybe not, but I definitely feel you there because I probably wouldn't let my kids out back either. You know, I definitely wouldn't. Okay, so wait, what did Julie post? Yeah, I bet. But you live in woods too, and probably a really good area to hunt, right? Like, I mean, I used to live right near a training facility for the cops, and they had like a shooting range, and that's all you would hear is like the shots go off from the shooting range, and it takes you a bit to sort of get used to it, and then after a while, you can kind of tell which like direction they're coming from, even though the sounds sort of bounce off the trees, which is why it's hard to know where they're coming from, you know? Oh, geez. Oh, I'm sure they did because I had so much property, right? Yeah, that would probably be a fucking pain, right? That would be a pain. Well, that's the other thing, the money invested, right? Like the money invested. See, I wouldn't mind that kind of peace, you know, once in a while, but I feel like coming from the city, and I know you did the same thing, but coming from the city, I might miss the city, you know? City life versus, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the suburbs too. I live in a residential suburban area. But I would like it a little more burbs, but like not too much, if that makes sense. Because I would love the peace and quiet, but at the same time, I feel like I would miss the bustle of, if it could be like 15 minutes away would be the hustle and bustle, I'd be okay with that. Like if it was like 15, 20 minutes from where I lived and that was like a rural area, and if I just drove 15 or 20 minutes, it was the hustle and bustle of city, like I could totally do that. That'd be good for me. Ooh, blinds, I love it. I mean, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I know where I'm going. I know where, or I'm going to go to that place in Canada where the guy buried buses underground and made that big giant thing. I still get the newsletter every month from the guy. He passed away, but his family still runs the newsletter in the bunker, which is really cool because that was like his life's work, you know? After dark, yeah, no. Game warden said there was nothing we could do about it unless we know exactly who they were. We found our no trespassing signs. They took them down? No, that's your property. I'd start putting traps out. I mean, and obviously a place where your kids won't go, but bear traps, also like big no trespassing sign. You cross that no trespassing sign, dude, and you get stuck in a bear trap. That's on your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would be doing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes away. That I'd be okay with that, I feel like. I feel like I'd totally be okay with that. And I just want to tell you that I wish you were here for my birthday because I don't care, goddammit. I am getting a party bus. I am going out with my friends and I'm gonna have me a good time for my birthday. I don't care if it kills me and to be able to do it. I'm doing it and I wish you were here so you could come with us. Right? I'd take just an acre. I'd be good with like an acre or two. I'm good. Just give me an acre or two, you know? Oh, yeah. I feel you on that. My first husband passed away, and that would probably be no bueno for me as well. Like, you know, I've been with my husband 11 years now, and when he falls asleep watching like a movie in my daughter's room, I'm like, ahem, 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 I can't sleep, sir. Last night, my daughter, we rearranged her room after we moved all the seasonal stuff out into the storage unit. And last night she was having a hard time sleeping. Her nightlight went out, it broke. And so she put on her little lamp, which isn't like big. And so she needed one of us to rub her head. So we rubbed her head. And then I came out and then he stayed in and he fell asleep after like 10 minutes. And I came to check. And I was like, he was like, did I fall asleep? I was like, you did fall asleep. I was like, man, this bed smells. This is a twin size bed for a kid. It's like, this is so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Okay, don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know? Yeah, I know. Oh, a dog. That's probably a good idea. Oh, got a horse. They like the visitors. I'm sure they do. They want the love too, you know? But I wish you were here, goddammit. I feel like I need like a teleporter. Just zip, just press the button and you can be here, and press the button you can go back. You know? I just couldn't catch a break in the woods. I hated it. I don't blame you. I probably, like I said, I'd have to be close enough to the city I could drive, you know? That's my dream. My dream is to own like a Class A and just travel. That's my dream. Maybe one day when my kids are all grown and big, maybe then I could do it, you know? That would be so fun. We could, when all our kids are old enough, Jesse, me and you and hubby number 2 over there, your hubby. I gotta say his name because other people don't know, but that's what we should do. We should buy a Class A and just travel. You know what I mean? That's what we should do. We're practically family anyway, you know? Right? I actually had a dream like that if I ever hit the lottery, that I would build a community. I kid you not. I had a dream that I would buy all this land and I would build houses on this land, like far enough apart where people would have their privacy, but close enough where it's like its own community of people. And I would give these houses or property, whatever, like the property, and they could build their own house, but I would sell them, or I'd build a house and sell them the house for cheap. Like not like cheap. Like, hey, here's the paperwork. Give me $5. Like, I just, if I won the lottery, I don't need the money, right? So my dream was to build these community of houses, right? And give them to people who would never have to worry about owning a place to live ever again. They wouldn't have to worry about they're gonna, be evicted ever again. They would own this property and own this house, and it would just be an amazing little, community where you need sugar and you can't get to the store. You got 10 neighbors within walking distance, but still rural, that you can go out. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I also had a dream at one point to buy all the empty schoolhouses in Massachusetts, and if I ever won the lottery, and turn them into housing, like condos or whatever, and then give them to people and then let them just pay their own utilities. Like they would never have to worry about rent ever again, It's a nice thought, in theory, Yeah, they totally can't. I'd start putting up traps. You won't touch my no trespassing sign if it grows, teeth and bites you. We haven't had a lot of snow in years, though. I think the last really big year of snow we had was either 2013 or 2014. Since then, we've had like 1 or 2 snows per year after that, which was like nothingness. It's been a long time since we got a lot of snow, Probably trail cams before traps. That's probably a good idea. But wait, they call you Yankees still? I can't. I was going to say the Civil War. What do we have to do with that? I wasn't even alive. That's the dream. It's the dream. You know what I mean? It's the dream. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is a 0.0% chance I would ever do that. She's not a truth teller, in my opinion. No, absolutely not. Right? Would be nice. It's a nice thought. Bring cameras. That's probably a good idea. Or like she said, trail cams, My locals referred to Cary as containment area for relocated Yankees. That is freaking hilarious. I love it. Never would I. Anybody who knows me knows that would be a no-go. Was that a real question? I was thinking that myself. Was that a real question? Anybody who knows me knows that would never happen. Never, ever, ever. I got that $10 anonymous donation, and it says, love you, and I know who it is, so love you too. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, my friends. If you would also like to donate to the channel, there's bunch of different ways, bajillions of ways to do so, and drop your pumpkin bomb today. We have Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have a link in the chat in the description. You can use credit or debit card. Happy Halloween. I made this really cool looking Halloweeny poster. Boom. Look at the Halloweeny poster. I'm so proud of this poster. All right. It's very Halloweeny. very Halloweeny. Very Halloweeny today. I mean, be a good interview for who? I mean, I kind of tell it like it is already here. Isn't that kind of like an interview? I mean, I answer literally everyone's questions in the chat all the time. Because that isn't this amazing? I don't have anything to hide because I don't need to lie. See, that's the difference, right? Is when you have to lie for someone like Turtle Boy, you oftentimes will omit things and leave it out so that no one knows about certain things because he might get in trouble. Well, if he wasn't doing illegal shit, there would be nothing to be in trouble about. Would there be? Right? I will totally make you that. My Cricut is right here, actually. Right here. Sorry, I moved it over here. It was on this, but I moved it over here because it was kind of bulky and in the way for the show, so I moved it over there. But my Cricut's right there. Got some vinyl under here, actually. Got some all sorts of different colors, but these are just the couples that I have just sitting here. But I got all sorts of vinyl down here. Heat vinyl, regular vinyl. Oops, it's me dropping vinyl. I would totally make you that shirt. I will totally make it for you, my friend. Send it on down. Yes. The only problem, you're going to have to, we'll talk about that later. I was going to say, I can't go on Amazon and send it, so you're going to have to send me which place I should send it to. But I'll make you that shirt. No problem. It'll have to be after Halloween, but I'll totally make you that shirt, my friend. It'll be after Halloween, but before my birthday. Makes sense. Come on. No. I don't do panels. And there's a reason I don't do panels. Because what happens is, right, is okay, so I should say I don't do open panels. I do panels with people I know, right? I do those kind of panels with people that I know, and people I know aren't going to fucking go bananas. But I don't do open panels. And there's a reason I don't do open panels, because open panels can go sideways very quickly. You could get trolls, which that's not really a big deal. You can honestly just press the button and bounce them out. But then you might get people who aren't trolls that watch, and then someone's making fun of them because of the way they sound, the way they look, the words they use, which I am not a fan of. I've seen other people get on panels and then the chats like, oh, this person's boring, or oh, this person sucks, or oh, bounce this person, or they sound like this, or they look like this, and I don't like that at all. Not a fan of it. We all look and sound different, and there's no reason to criticize the way someone sounds or looks just because you don't like what they're saying. It's weird. It's one thing if you're out there, like committing crimes and whatnot. It's another when someone's jumping on a panel and just, saying what they say, and people are in the chat like, this person is so stupid. And I'm like, why? What is the purpose of that exactly? Right? So that's one of the reasons why I don't do open panels. The second reason why I don't do open panels is because a lot of times when you do open panels, people start talking about things that you wouldn't normally talk about on your own show. And that might turn your audience off, or half of the audience on the other half of the audience, and it creates a shitstorm. So I just don't do it, because I don't do politics here. I don't say things a certain way here, or also there are rules. YouTube has rules. So there's a reason why I don't do open panels. I do panels with people I know. I just don't do open free-for-all panels for a reason. I feel like that's what a space is for on Twitter. I know not everybody has Twitter, but I feel like that's kind of what a space is for. You can just let people up and whatever, right? But that's really why I don't do big open panels. Oh, thank you. I'm the fire lady today. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's my Halloween costume. I'm the fire lady, and my husband's the fireman. It's the fireman. He's at work right now, but this is his fireman costume for when he gets home from work. They're fun, but there's a lot of shit that comes on with it, Oh, tell Bertha to fuck off. Every time I go into a store and my arms are exposed, anytime my arms are exposed, you get looks from especially small shops. They just stare you down oh, this tattooed hooligan. It's what? Do you know me? They just give you the side eye simply for having tattoos. It's a little crazy. It's a little nutty. right? It's a little, oh, that is why it's called the Bible Belt. I totally forgot about that. Well, I would not fit in there. I'm covered in tattoos. I mean, they're all over my body, but I'm still covered in them nonetheless. So I would not fit in the Bible Belt, I don't think. Although I wouldn't mind living in the Bible Belt. Wouldn't mind. Yeah, so you're not aware of who's going to be up. They're any name, any person. And so it can go sideways very, very quickly, you know? Very, very quickly. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't do sort of like open panels. Also, then if you get one panel member that is up there and then someone comes up and they don't get along, and then you get a shitstorm on your hands of people who don't like each other and want to go at each other, you know. Like, yeah, I got, some regular people that will come on and like beat him and stuff like that. But a lot of people do, though, funny enough. A lot of people do hold it against you for having tattoos, especially older folks. They're just like, those hooligans. And I don't want to get into any shenanigans, What shenanigans? The shenanigans. One of these, hold on, guys. Sorry. Interruptions. Kids. Right? Show them the arm piece. Yeah, but you know what? We all have scars, my friend, whether they're physical or mental or emotional, and I wear them proudly because I wouldn't be who I am today without those scars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get that. The little knock knock, the kids come to harass my life, well, the older ones, the ones that are not in schoolsies. Little knocka knocka. They have legs and arms and are my babies, but they're not babies. Y'all are grown. So if you need something, get it. Get it with your arms and legs. You know what I'm saying? Looked like he was doing something on his computer. Medusa. That's what I call my mother. Medusa. I was gonna be Medusa for Halloween, but they didn't have the costume in my size. It was like called like the Snake Lady or whatever. It had like this really kind of cool snake head piece, and it was like a Grecian dress, and I was like, ooh, but they didn't have it in my size, so I couldn't be Medusa. Yeah, that's true. I feel you on that. I don't own boobs, so I would love a boob job because simply I don't own boobs. I own a push-up bra, sure do, and some padding, and I got ass for days, but boobs. I don't own those. I would be happy to get a boob job. I kid you not. And not for anybody else, but for myself. For me. You know what I mean? But I love that. Can't believe it was a soccer mom. I love it. See? I mean, nowadays it's very common for people to have tattoos, especially here in Massachusetts. Everybody's got tattoos here. But I could see how down south it would be a little bit different, That's true. A lot of cultures, it is a spiritual thing. Yep. My grandmother used to hate tattoos. Used to. I can say used to. I mean, she passed away when my little was just born, about a month old. But my grandmother used to hate tattoos, and I was one of the first grandkid to turn tattoo age. And so then when I covered myself in them, she was not a happy camper for the first like 2 or 3. But after that, she kind of got used to it. So by the time my sister started getting tattoos, my grandmother was well over it at that point. But in the beginning, yeah, she wasn't a fan. She kept saying, that's how marking up your body for life. You'll have to look at that for life. I don't. No tititol. I know. I take no tititol. I do have acetol, but no tititol over here. That's not a medication that I own. I don't have any tititol. Just acetol. Just saying. I own my shit, all right? And I don't have boobs. I got butt, but no boobs. Oh, God, the ribs hurt so fucking bad. The foot, that rib cage, when I got further up my arm, like on the insides, oh, that shit hurts so fucking bad. When they started going around this side of my arm here, for the angel wings and the rosary, oh, my God. Or like when they get closer to the crease of your arm, that shit hurt. My wrists didn't hurt, though. My wrists were fine. The back of my neck was fine. My thigh was fine. My hip was fine. And my butt was fine. My back hurt a little. Not the one on my upper shoulder, but the one on my lower back hurt a little. But mostly it was the arms. The ribs and the foot are like the most painful places, aside from like chest. Like if you did something here, or if you did something like your neck, that shit would hurt. Bad. See, I don't want to be cremated. I want to be frozen. I want to be cryogenically frozen. I kid you not. Bring me back in 1,000 years when you figure out how to, like, I don't know, take my consciousness and put it in another body, or I don't know, learn how to regrow limbs or something. Like, I want to know what the future looks like. So, if I pass away, I want to be frozen. Freeze me up, and then in 1,000 or 3,000 years, whenever you figure out how to let people live forever or for an extra super long time, then bring me back. Maybe we'll have flying cars and we'll all live in space. I don't know. But I want to do that. Oh, that would be such a cool sleeve. But girl, do you know how many dogs that would be? Girl, could you even fit all those dogs on that arm? I did see that guy. He was in like a TV show for like Guinness, I believe. Was it Guinness or a different like world record thing? It was something like that, like Guinness or something like that. Oh, ouch. Ouch, girl. Ouch. Ouch. See, the one on my shoulder blade up here didn't hurt. But when you get closer to the spine is, yeah, no. Oh, ouchie. Ouch, 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 ouch. I literally can feel that pain in my body right now. Oh, I mean, going over scars hurts. I've had a car accident, so I thought about going over this one. I have one here that ripped me open and one here, as you can see where the stitches were. And I thought about going over them, but my tattoo artist was like, it hurts. Going over scar tissue, it hurts. Like bad. So I was like, you know what? F it. Screw it. It's just, they're little ones, but they're there nonetheless. And this is from the same accident. So it's a couple little scars from, I went out a window. That was fun. That was a very long time ago. But nonetheless, I am lucky to be alive from that. That would be a great tribute. But yes, it probably would be expensive. And girl, I don't know if you could fit all those dogs. You can do more space. I saw the guy with the lizard. Yeah, it's like split. His tongue was like split. He wanted to be a lizard, so he had like a lizard tongue and everything else. Tattooed his whole. It was crazy. But I remember that guy. I remember him. Literally can picture him on that show. I love that. I love it. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see how it wouldn't be fitting now, but it was fitting when you got it, and it means something when you got it, right? The one on this part of my arm says destiny, because I believe that everybody has a destiny, and so I got the word destiny in sort of like an old English, sort of at an angle, it wraps around. It goes, kind of like that. And I got that one when I was really young. I was very young when I got that. You gotta tell me. Thankfully, I have friends who are tattoo artists, so I get a deep discount. My husband got my little's name on his chest, right on his chest, with a ray of sunshine. as in she is his ray of sunshine. So and it hurt because it was right on his chest. I love that. Right? Worth it. Worth it. I had a friend who was on that show and he got his eyelids tattooed. And actually, he was living in North Carolina at the time. Funny enough. He's from here, but he was living in North Carolina when he did the show. I don't know where the show films, but it must be somewhere in the Carolinas, I'm guessing. Or maybe not, I don't know. But he did it when he was living down there. So, yeah, no, it hurts going over scars. But definitely don't pay a half-assed person to do it. You don't want to do that. Believe me, been there, done that, you know? Oh, Dia los Muertos. Yeah, see, that, yeah, not tickle in that area. No, thank you. That's true. Permanent. Back in our day, there was no such thing as removing a tattoo. Couldn't remove tattoos back then, you know? I love that. Oh man, back in the day, we had so many tattoo magazines my brother would get. Oh my God. You know? Why didn't you call me or text me or any of those things, lady? I have sciatic pain and a slip disc, and it sucks bad. Sciatic pain comes and goes like as it pleases. But if it goes right through my butt cheek, all the way down my leg, all the way into my lower back, like all the way up my leg, into my butt cheek, into my lower back, and sometimes a little higher. That shit fucking hurts bad. Never mind the slip disc in my back, which is a nightmare, especially when you're trying to sleep or lay down or even really move. And I was moving all that stuff yesterday, so my body really hurts today. Bad, you know? Really bad. Oh, I bet. I freaking bet. She's at work. She's a workaholic. Ma'am. She should be resting and in bed. She should be, but she works her behind off, you know? Ryan Ashley is a amazing artist. That's cool. Yes, you should be in bed, ma'am. And if I physically lived in that state, I would Uber over there and do the work for you so you could physically go lay down. Ashley, interesting. Love it. I love it. Oh, I know you do. That's why it makes me horrified, because you don't have a small pain tolerance. You have a pretty high pain tolerance. So I know if you couldn't walk and you went to the hospital, it was pretty bad. That's why you should be in bed. In bed. I feel like your mother right now. In bed. Ma'am. You should be in bed resting. So that you don't burn yourself out. Because believe you me, when I say I overdid it yesterday, I overdid it. Hardcore overdid it yesterday, but I just wanted it done. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted it done. I didn't want to have to take multiple trips. I wanted everything just in the unit, and then I don't have to worry about it until summer season again, you know, or spring, you know, everything just in. The only thing I didn't put in was like my patio table and the chairs. I'm going to use those tonight. So it's the only thing I did not put physically into the unit for the seasonal stuff. And then I had to take stuff out too. So then I had to bring it up 2 flights. It was a whole shit show. All right. Me and my husband did it, and yeah, ouch. Ouch. Ouch, my friends. All right. Let me see if I can get, hold on. See if I can pull it up. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. So Let's see. I've heard that from people before too. Your mom still hates tattoos. Your mom's a rock star though, Benny. And you're so good to your mom. Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna share this tab here instead. So I guess Mike from the Young Turks is sort of kind of fighting back a little. That's what I'm looking at. Made this comment over here about, he's talking to someone else and saying like, you don't own me. Some of these YouTubers can't say it. And then he's saying, funny how people take credit for others, huh? The I made you. You have no views before me. Who says that? Funny shit did keep talking. So like, as we know, Aiden has started to, go after, oh, there's the song. There's the Will song. Yes, I used to be on cyclobenzaprine. And it, for me, it didn't really make me sleepy, but it made me like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like zony, does that make sense? Like sort of zoned out a little. But cyclobenzaprine is something I was on for quite a while. Trazodone, nerve pain. So sometimes they give all sorts of ones for nerve pain. Nerve pain can be, there's a bunch of different things for it, but cyclobenzaprine, gabapentin, that's the one, thank you. That's the one that I had for a long time, did nothing. It just made me like, my equilibrium all fucked up to the point where I'd be like walking into doorways. So that one I stopped taking like 10 years ago. I did not like the way that one made me feel at all. And so that's when they changed it to they are. That's the Neurontin. And they are for nerve pain originally. They also give them for anxiety, I think, but they are for nerve pain for things like sciatic. But the cyclobenzaprine is something that I took for a long time. I don't really, to be honest, didn't really do much. They gave it to me for my fibromyalgia and the pain, the pain, and it didn't really do much of anything other than making me like a little zonky. So I told my doctor, like, it's not working. Not working. Then I started getting the injections, and those would work for like a couple days, and then it would wear off, and that did nothing. Yeah, the prednisone, that'll fucking steroid. Yeah, I had surgery in my neck right over here somewhere, right here, and that shit hurt. Yep, that would be why. Yep, because they do use them for that too. It's one of the reasons why they use it, A new puppy! OMG. We all had that stage on your way back in the day, It is what it is. We learn how to move on and grow and try to deal with the trauma that we're holding, survivor's guilt we were talking about the other day. And it's a real thing. Survivor's guilt is a real thing. A rescue, I love it. Holly's puppies are so cute. She sent me pictures. Oh my God, they're freaking adorable. I think there was 8 or 9 of Holly's puppies. Oh my God, they're so stinking cute. I can't even. Oh, here we go. Here we go with this person. I think I blocked this person a long time ago, but this person says that nobody would know who Mike is without the turtle. And that he's a retired dog walker. You don't own anything without a career, just like a real man. And then so he just reposting the Will song to these people. It's kind of funny. And then any man that blocks another person has thin skin. Oh, I don't believe that because I block people all the time just so I don't have to deal with their bullshit at all. Like, what the hell? What are you talking about? Gross. He said, every time you clowns go clown, I'm posting the Will video. So it looks like a lot of the Will people and the Aiden people that blindly believe this bullshit are the ones doing this shit. It's weird. It's fucking strange. I don't really know what the fuck. Why people just blindly believe what they're told. To me, it's very strange that they don't figure out at some point that they've been lied to. You know, a lady argued with me this morning on my own comments, and it's like these people have a lack of understanding that I can just block you from my YouTube channel and you'll just be typing into the abyss of nothingness. And you're going to be the only one that sees your comments. When I stop replying and you never get a reply again, it's probably because you were blocked and banned. But see, that's the beauty of it, is I don't have to deal with them, right? I try to at least give them a understanding of the fact that they're being duped, you know, like try to help a little, like, hey, listen, I understand that you're blindly believing people, but like maybe you need to take a look at why you're doing it. Maybe you need to take a look at why you blindly believe them. Look at all the people that blindly believed that Nan Gallagher was right when she basically said, oh, it's totally fine that I shared that post. It's not totally fine, even if Donna wasn't the victim, right? And it was somebody completely different, all right? Still wouldn't have been all right. You can't, it's ethics as an attorney. It's a prospective client if that person calls for legal advice, okay? Legal advice. You handed it over to the person that you knew would use it to put it online and harass the person that she has an order against. As an attorney, not only is that not ethical, it's fucking brain dead. And for any of these people to being like, oh, well, I can't believe you're arguing with a real attorney. First of all, she's a medical attorney, okay? And there are bad attorneys, just like there are bad doctors, like there are bad fucking dog trainers, okay? Leah can tell you all about the bad ones. There's shitty ones, bottom line, all right? There are bad everything. You can't just automatically be like, oh, they're a lawyer, so they know better. If she did know better, she was lying to your faces. So, I mean, does that make it better for you? If she was lying to your faces and knew better, did that make it better in some way? It's either she knew better, didn't give a fuck, and lied publicly because she didn't want me to be right and her to be wrong publicly, or she's that dumb. Either way, that's a bad look for her specifically, right? You're an attorney. I absolutely would represent myself against her. 100% I would. Take pro se any day. You know, like, here's the thing. I don't understand why people like her need that attention. You were so upset that he was mad at you for not going to his stupid little Halloween party that you thought that would be a bright idea. And then I was told, and I don't know because I didn't watch Jasmine Shadow's show because I don't usually unless someone sends me a clip, but or tells me like, hey, go look at this specific thing. I was told that she threatened Jess Machado about talking about her, which is fucking hilarious to me. Like, lady, if you want to threaten people, right? It seems to me as if you threaten people who you think don't know better, right? Like, and then I think she called it in a screenshot I have gentle guidance. Somebody's like, did you really threaten Jess Machado? And she was like, it's gentle guidance. It's not gentle guidance. It's empty threats. You can't sue somebody for their opinion. You can't sue somebody for something factual. So what are you suing? Genius. You're not suing anything. Shut the fuck up. People have the right to give their opinion about you. They think you're a shitbag for what you did. You are a shitbag for what you did. Bottom line, you're a shitbag for what you did. And you can't stop people from talking about it with threats of empty threats, I should say, of lawsuits that aren't going to make it through a court system. You can't sue somebody for the truth, for something that actually happened that they talk about. You can't sue somebody for their opinion. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Why didn't she threaten me? Funny she threatened Jess, but she didn't threaten. Why not? She can have all the money in the world, in my opinion. She can have all the money in the world. Oh, here we go with the Aiden is a victim person. Here, Shane, let me break it down for you, okay? You can argue with me about this all day since you already argued with me about this in my comments. Aiden is not a fucking victim, okay? He has this thing called free will, right? He chooses. So he's a perpetual fake victim. That's what Aiden is. You're talking about a man, and I've proved it, so you can go back a couple streams, who has lied, tried to set people up, created false evidence and brought it into court, even used the pictures of his own children to do it, right? The man is no fucking victim. He has choices. He chose to go to his ex-girlfriend's house that night against the advice of his attorney, against the advice of his so-called friend Karen Reed, and he did it anyway. What he chose to do while he did that does not make him a victim. He could have went home. He could have not went there. He chose to do everything he did. That's a choice. He's not a victim. He's a victim of himself. That's about it. He's a perpetual fake victim. But he is no real victim of anything other than shooting his own self in the foot constantly and the ability to just keep breaking lawful orders and committing crimes. He is no victim. Okay? Let's be very, very clear here. He has a choice to do or not do these things. He could have chose to go home. Could have chose to not force her to give him her phone to go through simply because he was obsessed with what she said to Kate. Okay? Let's be honest and real here. He is no fucking victim. He will never be a victim. He isn't a victim. And anyone trying to say he's a victim is either him on a sock account, one of his minions on a sock account, or someone that is so far fucking gone in all of this that I fear you will never make it back to reality, that your brain has gotten into a spaceship and blasted off into fucking outer space at this point. For anybody to call him a victim means A, you haven't done your research, or B, you're just parroting his bullshit, or C, both. Time to come back down to reality where everyone else lives. The man is no victim. He's charged with crimes. He's a defendant, not a plaintiff, a defendant. He's a victim of nothing. He's a victim of himself and bad choices. That's it. In the legal system, he is no victim. He can claim he's a victim. He can cry. He can bitch. He can whine with that ballsack face and dick nose until the cows come home. He is no victim. He will never be a victim of anybody but his own bad fucking choices. His own ability to keep breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? Not only does that tactic have zero effect on poor people, what do you want, my right sock and my left shoe? I don't give a fuck, sue me. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Again, you can't sue people for their opinion, and you can't sue them for the truth. So, yeah. Nope. No, she doesn't. Nope. Nope. No, she doesn't like everyone at all, as a matter of fact. See, that's the thing. You guys don't know about all the things that happen behind closed doors, and there's a lot of shit that happens behind closed doors that you guys don't know about. And I think a lot of people would be disgusted and appalled to hear and see some of the things that happen behind closed doors. Honestly, you know. Yeah, I saw the next guy was in Plymouth. Actually, he was a good doctor. It was an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I mean, what a ridiculous choice to make. What a ridiculous fucking choice to make. To do something like that. Right? Like, come on now. No, I mean, that person ended up reaching out to me because I didn't know who it was either. And they reached out to me and they were like, listen, I did not know they were that close because they didn't pay attention to like all that, you know. So they really didn't know that they were like that sort of close. They figured since it was someone who knew about multiple players, it would be easier to explain to an attorney like that what's going on versus a new one that has no idea what they're talking about. And I understand that sort of aspect of it. But at first I thought maybe it was someone in bad faith just trying to fuck with her. But it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. It was, yeah, I mean, he is the perpetual fake victim. You know what I mean? Perpetual. But see, that's the thing. When we get to do what we love, broke sucks, but at the same time, when we get to do what we love every day and we get to help people or animals in your case, who could ask for more at that point? You know? Exactly, girl. He makes his own fucking choices. Own choices. You know? Ridiculous. Absolutely. Exactly. Amber hit the nose on the head. He'll only care about himself. He will throw anybody and everybody under the fucking bus. That's a recording that we've talked about many times. And she's a person who was a free Karen Reed person who was selling t-shirts, and she donated like $300 to the Karen Reed Defense Fund at one point, and then moved on to like saying she would try to help him for his defense fund. And she had sold a total of 3 shirts before he threw a temper tantrum because he wanted his whole 27 cents like right away instead of waiting. And because she didn't do the donation right away, he decided to call her a scammer, and a whole thing ensued. And it's like, why do you think that you get to decide how fast someone does something? I remember Mike from Young Jerks waited weeks to make his first Karen Reed donation, and he was doing shows nightly or semi-nightly. It was like 10 or 20% of his streams were going to the defense fund, and he waited a couple weeks until there was like whatever amount in there, and then he made the donation, which is his choice to do. Now, in the meantime, if Aiden had attacked him a week in and said, you didn't do it yet, you're a scammer, then everybody would have magically believed he was a scammer because the turtle said so, even though he had the full intent on waiting until there was a good, decent amount in there to make the donation instead of doing it every single night or once a week, which would be tedious as fuck. But why does everybody think that Turtle gets to decide when something happens or how fast it happens? That's not the way this works, right? And people just believe whatever the fuck he says, and that's half the problem here, okay? She offered him the full like $24, which is probably total of what she made on 3 shirts after taking away costs, and he still threw a temper tantrum. Like, listen, you want your 27 cents, bro? Like, what would you have got out of a whopping 3 or 4 shirts? $20? Like, that's how greedy he is. That's what we're talking. Like, that's, hello, wake up. You know? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous. Yeah, he could have chosen not to go in. He could have not done any of it. He's responsible for his own shit. Who did the diss track? So, I don't know. I'd have to look at the name of it, but it's a rapper from Boston, I believe. I'll have to look and send it to you later, the name of the person. Let me see. No, I am not the one who told Donna to call Nancy. That's what I mean. Like, spreading misinformation like it's fucking patty cake. I had nothing to do with telling her to call Nan. I would have told her absolutely not. My advice would have been like, no, do not call that woman ever. I am not the person that gave her that advice, and nor would I give her that advice. I know better. So this is what happens, though, right? Is that some idiot, just repeats shit they hear, right? One person says it, then 50 people are saying it, then 100 people are saying it, then 1,000 people are saying it, and so on and so forth. And then people start repeating things like they're 100% true. And it's like, at what point does anybody do any research to figure out what is and what isn't? Oh, there's Donna. There you go, folks. I would not have given that advice. I would have said no, right? But it's over. It happened. So, you know, the only thing we do is move forward from it, you know? Like, come on now. Oh, those vets, I know they love to extra. I swear to God, they throw in extra shit. Like, oh yeah, it's an extra $1,000. When are you going to need to sedate your animal, you know? And you're good at what you do, my friend. Yeah, I don't know why these people say it, you know? But Carol's right. Like, they're just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, in the chat. Like, why? Just feel like it's a good thing to, you know? You know? Yeah, that's what happened. That, I can't. I mean, you have to remember these people, some of these people are simps. They just simp straight for these people without even realizing that they're making fun of them behind their back. You know, I'm surprised you didn't get blocked. I'm surprised. You know, I'm surprised. Yep. That's not nice. So wait, hold on. Let me just so I get straight. So you're saying that you had a friend that was helping fundraise or a friend that was like donating and then they took advantage? I'm confused. I'm trying to get all of what you guys are saying, you know? Right? It doesn't. It has to do more with your soul than it does with dollars and cents. Well, money can buy some kinds of happiness, but it cannot buy all kinds of happiness. What is the point of having money if you don't have people that you love to share that with? You know, that would be horrible. I mean, yeah, you'd have money, you could buy whatever you wanted, but what's the point if you have no people to share it with or nobody, like a life partner to share it with, you know? If I didn't have my husband to share life with, what would be the point of having all that money, you know? Yeah, a lot of people were done at that point, but I don't think enough people were done at that point, you know? Well, that's the thing. If anybody called his mother that, he'd have a heart attack, and now she's passed away. So, you know, it's okay if he does it. It's okay if he does it. A loco, thank you. Is the name of the rapper. But not enough people. Not enough people figure out what the fuck's going on. And it's sad because, yeah, who gave the advice is not public. I have heard from that person after I did my show, but that is not public information on who it was. That's horrible. That's horrible. Did Ray from Dallas disappear? Or is that channel still, you know, up and simping for the turtle and the glare? Is that like still a thing? I'm just wondering. Talking $4,000 for overnight. What? $4,000 just for an overnight? See, that's what I'm saying though. The vets, they get you. They get you. They get you. You know? I think it's her son. She said it's her son. You know? Ugh, that's awful. That's terrible. Right? Didn't have enough money to buy some happiness. I'm proud that I got blocked by Turtle Boy. It's the same day he blocked Money Mike Crawford. Yeah, I heard that him and Mike got it. Like he went after Mike and whatever. Now his little minions will attack. It's kind of how it works, unfortunately. I agree with this statement. Sometimes we didn't have enough money, right? Like you can buy some happiness. Podcaster, okay, got it. But just not all the happiness, you know? Study shows $75,000 a year buys happiness. After that, no positive impact. You know, it's unfortunate too, because in my state, 75 grand is poverty level, and you can't even afford anything. You know, maybe your mortgage and that, and all your bills, but out and your food after that, no, nope. Oh yeah, he's been going after Mike, I think, for like 2 days now, since yesterday. Because I wasn't here yesterday. A lot of things happened yesterday. I agree that he has some mommy issues. I can't either listen for more than 10 seconds. People send me clips and I'm like, oh, I have to sit through this and listen to this. It makes my head want to explode, honestly. Oh, no, see, no, that's why we have maps that show us where they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think they're all just shitty, right? Homestead, yes. I feel like my husband would love homesteading. I couldn't deal without certain things, but my husband's like, I think deep down inside, he's like a farmer guy. He's a cowboy. Like He's just one of those people that is like works really, really hard. He's a workhorse, but he also likes his peace, you know? Oh boy, there's a lot of bandwagon happening. That's half the problem, right? There's a lot of these bandwagon people have a lot to say about everybody else. They don't want anybody talking about what they have done or what they do, which is unfortunate because that's not my style. But at the same time, we're talking about these same people that want to keep harming people. Like, you know, Jess Machado, after I talked about it on my show, went on to do her show to talk about her, you know, her eviction and her car repo. And it's like, but why act like that entire time you're somehow better than people who struggle? You're not. We all struggle. It's the acting like you're better than that gets me, right? You're above everyone else. That's the part. I would rather be poor like I am now and be a miserable fucking human being. I would rather be poor than be a giant fucking bitch. Just saying. I'd rather be poor every day of my motherfucking life. Every day of my motherfucking life. Than be one of those people that sims for the turtle and hurts other people just to make him happy because of his petty revenge. Yeah, I mean, I need room service, right? Room service! Wonder if they come. It's amazing to me. Like, does this look like a fucking hotel to you? Like, come on now. It's just the shit. Even Nan, like, shame on her. Shame on her. You know? It was done in good faith. You know? I didn't either know that they were that close, but again, I don't watch him, so you know, most people can't watch him nowadays. It's fucking like wanting to smash your head through a brick wall at that point. Oh, of course they are. Well, that was very clear. A lot of people are vessels for that, though. Remember, there are quite a few people out there who are, you know, followers of theirs that are the vessels. He asks them to do something, they do it, or he'll ask someone else to sort of give them a nudge, and they will. You know? Guess the room service didn't want to come. Same. I was talking about this the other day. I feel like my struggle made me more compassionate, more empathetic towards other people because I know what it's like. You know? Yeah, I don't back down. And I hope he doesn't. A lot of people do because they just don't want to deal with it anymore, but it's like not enough people stand up is the problem. You know? Ooh, Ireland. Love it. It's on my bucket list. Right? Exactly. I would rather, you know what I mean? Yeah, she obviously didn't know. I definitely wouldn't know that they were that close, but I wouldn't have given the advice to call that person specifically. I would have said you gotta call somebody completely separate and different from it, unfortunately. You want your son to grow up to be like him. That's really shady and fucked up. Never mind the fact that here's the thing, right? For Nan Gallagher, someone who plans on moving here, by the way. This is her plan. Her plan is apparently she's getting a divorce. Gee, I wonder why. But she's getting a divorce, and which is real funny because I heard that she sends a ton of money to like the turtle in like $500 increments. I'm pretty sure spending that kind of marital assets on that might be questionable when you go into a judge to split those marital assets. But hey, you know, and it is. But apparently she plans on moving here to Massachusetts to start a firm here with her minor child. The problem with that is if your soon-to-be ex-husband decides that he doesn't want you to bring your minor child out of state, there's a better chance of seeing God than there is of you actually moving out of state with your kid, because judges do not just let you move different states unless the other spouse agrees to that. If they say no, 99% the judge says no. Never mind the fact that I don't know why you would want to move to such a blue state like Massachusetts while you're over here making fun of housing and food stamps. Like, I mean, to be fair, who's going to trust you here in Massachusetts when you're handing out voicemails like they're candy on Halloween? I mean, you kind of ruined a bit of your credibility in anybody. You don't think that big medical companies want, you know, you to shh and have their confidentiality, even if they just call for a consultation, right? I don't think that they trust you, considering that you could just give it to an enemy. Or if he decides to do a story on a hospital, then you would just hand them over whatever you had. Let's be honest here. You know? Let's be real. Yeah, everybody has skeletons. See, that's the thing. Everyone has a skeleton in their fucking closet. No one is 100% hands clean, okay? Because we're human. We are human. We are perfectly imperfect, right? We are flawed because we're human. It's the point. We are human. We are never, ever, ever going to be perfect. And so using someone else's shortfalls or mistakes against them as some sort of gotcha and I'm going to ruin you and your reputation is fucking disgusting. All these people that follow him, all these people that cheer it on and clap like seals, they don't clap anymore when it's them or their loved one or their family member. And I just wish that people would wake up to that in the moment of, look what you're helping do. You're helping harm people. And all of the things that he doesn't tell you publicly, all of the things that he does privately, I know that 90% of them would be disgusted with. 90% of them would be utterly disgusted at the things that he does and says behind closed doors. You know? It's gross. Oh, it's a members only? God damn it, I'm not a member. Right, if you don't have a skeleton, that's a real problem. You know? Well, that's the thing, right? Is that's the point, is to taint anybody's name anywhere where they are. You know, his way of keeping me from speaking truth is to try to stop people from supporting my channel, from donating to my channel, by just keep talking shit, keep calling me names, keep saying I'm a bad person, just keep doing it. Like that's his idea of sort of, you know, getting me to shut the hell up, is to stop any support from coming to the channel so that eventually I go away. It's what he does to everyone. But I know all of you will not let that happen, because we have built a community brick by brick here where we have each other's backs. You know? We have a lot of people here that are in a lot of other chats. See, we don't tell people that they shouldn't or couldn't, like, they can decide for themselves who they want to watch and who they don't want to watch. And, you know, when I see people in a chat, even a channel I don't like, I might pop into that chat and be like, oh, hey guys. For some people that watch a different chat with me, not necessarily for the creator, but more for the chat and, like, you know, talking to them. Yeah, I mean, I have people who watch for me, you know. See, and that's sad, you know, sad. But I have people that are in other chats because they watch for me, because there are certain people I just can't tolerate. I can't do it. I literally can't. I have to have my sanity too, you know. I have to have my sanity, so I cannot do it. I love that, Christy. I love that you did it here, because I'm very proud of my community. I am proud of the way you guys look out for each other. I'm proud of the way you guys have each other's back. I'm proud of the way that you guys can agree to disagree. You know, you don't have to agree on everything, but you guys can remain civil to each other and not try to tear each other apart. And I love that. I love that. If I had to pick the best chat on YouTube, it would always be you guys, because we've built this community one piece at a time, one little brick at a time. And we're still building. I'm still building. I'm still a very tiny channel, you know, but we've built this together. If it wasn't for you guys, where would I be, right? Where would I be? Yeah, there's a lot of people that watch and just don't talk in chat just because they don't want to talk in chat, or some people it takes months for them to ever talk in chat, which is okay, you know. We are totally awesome sauce. We get into some shenanigans over here. I mean, we grew, as I'm looking at it, about 300 subscribers in the last month, which is pretty good. It's a pretty steady uptick in people, which is nice. 63,000 views in October. Good for a small channel. It's good for a small channel, you know. You are my reporter, my friend. I also emailed you back, just so you know. Last night, I emailed you back. Shh, don't tell anybody, Christy. I know, I keep missing it because I keep falling asleep, God damn it. I keep falling asleep when you guys are doing spaces. I have to be honest, I am an early person. I fall asleep early because I have so many other things that I do all day. Like by nighttime, I am freaking wiped out and I just end up, laying down with my kid and falling asleep. So it's weekends, I'm awake a little later. So I definitely have to at least check. If you keep the spaces, if you keep them like, on Twitter, I definitely can go back and listen to them. That's for sure. I am slowly, definitely slowly. And I'm definitely going to pop on one of you guys' spaces, I promise. But the weekends, I'm definitely like a Friday night or a Saturday night, I'm awake a little bit longer than I am on a regular school night for the kids, Aww. I am sorry that you're furloughed. That sucks. I mean, I guess, do you guys still get, as far as I understand it, I don't know about you specifically, but as far as I understand it, at least when they do open up, you guys will still get paid for being furloughed, or is that only certain people? Because as far as I understand it from a friend of mine, even though she's furloughed right now, she still will get paid for all the time she was furloughed, but only once they open back up, which still sucks. Because that's money she needs now. But I guess that doesn't, no, yeah, so it doesn't apply to everyone, which is not okay. In my eyes, if a government shutdown is going to shut down someone's job, there needs to be some legal accountability to that person because they're not making any money to be bringing in to pay their bills. Like that can't be allowed to happen. I mean, a private, employer would never be allowed to do that. Yeah, no, see, that's not okay, my friend. Not even a little. Some people watch and don't comment, Aw, I love that wallflower. But I will say you don't have to do that because you'll get flack from people who just are ignorant to the truth. They've also been it's just been ingrained in their brain to believe that I'm a horrible, evil, awful person. That's what they've been taught all this time. And so I have had many people come to me and be like, wow, I was expecting a monster and that is not what I got. And it was like, yeah, duh. It's not who I am. It's the polar opposite of who I am, there's a reason why I'm not a fan of some people. I'm not a fan of Jess Machado for a reason. She doesn't tell the whole truth. She goes after people in this whole, I don't go after anybody that doesn't go after me. That's a lie. That's a fucking bold-faced lie. All right? That's a bold-faced lie. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, well they're peaceful over there. That's why. They're peaceful. He took it down? Oh no, I didn't get to see it. Yeah, see? That's not okay. Having to take out a loan. My credit's so bad, there's no way I would get a loan. But listen, I get it, here's the thing with money, and I say this all the time. Money is a part of being on YouTube, right? Like you need it to run your channel, right? You got to cover the costs, which are, if you're running a good stream or you're running a decent, amount of people watching you, then you're, you got some pretty good expenses and programs that you need to pay for to run this shit, right? So everyone who does YouTube is looking to be paid to do it. But for me, it's where does the line come? Does the line come where you're willing to lie to get that paycheck? Because that's where the line draws for me. Where you're willing to just lie to people and let them hear what you want them to hear, what you think they want to hear, versus what you actually believe. I am going to say what I actually believe, even if it's not popular, to either side. I just will. That's the bottom line, right? And so I'm not someone who could afford to cover the costs myself. I would have to shut the stream down because I can't afford to cover this stuff by myself. And so, even in the last week, I haven't even gotten to the point where I can cover what I've already spent. And it sucks. But again, I'm a small channel. The bigger channels don't have that problem. But everyone is trying to get paid. But there should be a line where you're like, I'm not going to lie to people, and I'm not going to say something that I know in my heart to not be true, simply so because I see more money coming from that opinion. And that is where people falter. They see more money coming from a certain opinion. They adopt that opinion just to see the donations come in. And I think that is where I, as a creator, draw the fucking line. I also draw the line at not reading people's chats unless it's super chat. I refuse to do that. And yes, it loses. If you're a channel like me that refuses to do it because you feel like it's underhanded, you will lose money, and probably a decent amount from not doing it. It's a tactic to sort of draw in a little more money. And for a small stream like mine, that's a big deal. But I just feel like some things are very underhanded, and I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. It's just not. And so, I feel like a lot of these creators at this point have sold their soul to the devil. They sold their soul to the devil. They just will say whatever, Okay, well, see, but had you asked, I would have told you that, right? Like, someone can 100% be charged without being arrested. But being sweet doesn't mean that I don't have boundaries too. And I don't think I would call myself sweet. I'm kind, but I have boundaries. I have boundaries. I have to have boundaries. I have to have boundaries because if I don't have boundaries, people think it's okay to walk all over me. And I don't tolerate the people that sit there and stick up for Aiden 24/7. I refuse to do it. That is a boundary that I have. That man has hurt more people than I can fucking count. All right? He lies incessantly. All he does is lie. And enough with the bullshit. The other day he said his charges were dropped. They weren't dropped. They were downgraded. I can't stress enough that I will not. That's a boundary for me. If somebody comes immediately to my stream and the first thing they're doing is sticking up for Aiden, that's a fucking red line. That's a boundary for me. I can't do it. It infuriates me. Why does it infuriate me? Well, I don't know, because I have numerous of his victims that I'm friends with, numerous of his victims that he has harmed and ongoingly, consistently just hurts people to save his own ass instead of just telling the truth and apologizing. That's a problem. Instead of just apologizing and saying, I was wrong, right? My bad, guys. He just doubles down and triples down on the lies and attacks anyone else who says the same. So there's a big difference between boundaries, okay? Well, but that's the thing then. You shouldn't be commenting on something you don't know about. See, that's the problem, right? If you have 75 people who are all commenting on something they don't know about, don't you think that that's half the problem with the misinformation he spreads? That's literally the problem, right? I have to consistently fight information that is completely false. That is completely false. That if anyone did 10 seconds of research, just 10 seconds, 10 freaking seconds on their phone, they would have known it was not true. But they don't do it. They don't do the 10 seconds of research. They just parrot the shit that he says. And if you don't find that infuriating after 3 years of being attacked by his mob of lunatics, I don't know what to tell you, but that's my experience. I've been attacked by his mob of lunatics for 3 fucking years, okay? The misinformation he spreads is constant. So, I mean, most people who watch me know I know the law. I would have been a lawyer right now if my daughter didn't have her medical disease and wasn't sick. I could have finished law school and been a lawyer 10 times over by now. I know a lot more than some of the lawyers who are on fucking YouTube that stopped practicing 10 years ago and never practiced criminal law a day in their lives, right? You 100% can be charged without being arrested. You get a summons in the mail. You get a paper that says show up at court. That's how it works, right? But if you're going on and on about things you don't know about, right, and you're saying he was never charged, that you're coming to a channel that is telling you the man is a horrible person. And the first thought would be, let me go to this channel and write, he was never charged. Do you see where that would put someone in a defensive situation here, again, that's my red line. Defending Aiden is my red line. It is my boundary. It's my boundary. I am very passionate. Most of you who watch me for a long time know that. I am very passionate because I deal with the real life consequences of the people that he hurts, right? When I have to pull somebody from wanting to, swan dive off of their porch, it sets something off inside of me, right? Inside of me that makes it even more important for me to make sure that people aren't just spreading all of his misinformation around, right? You guys don't understand how many hours I have spent, hundreds probably at this point, on the phone with some of his victims, and they're telling me they're ready to just unalive themselves, okay? Coming from someone who had a dad that did that and who he now resides inside of this necklace, that hurts my fucking heart more than I can even explain, and I know you guys know that, right? I cannot deal with the misinformation of his crap. I can't do it. It is just like a red line for me and a boundary, and it's a place where my brain just automatically shuts down and goes, what the F is wrong with people? Why do they just parrot the shit he says? Why? Why do they believe these other content creator lawyers that are lying to their faces instead of just looking it up? For the love of God, just look it up. Like, it's not hard. Please hold 1 second. You have to understand for me where there's a red line. The red line is the misinformation. The red line is but you have to remember, you're going to a channel where people constantly do come there and go, well, he wasn't arrested. He wasn't charged. He's not going to jail. Like that's their go-to, which is he's a victim. Didn't you just see the lady who was in here earlier? Lady meant whatever. The victim. He's not a victim. He's not a victim, right? He doesn't have to be arrested to be charged. He does not. Well, I mean, if you're saying that he wasn't charged, you would be wrong, because he does not have to be arrested to be charged. He does not have to be arrested in New Jersey to be charged. He doesn't even have to be in New Jersey to be charged. He was charged. It's on the docket. He's literally on the docket. He was charged, and they downgraded it from cyber harassment to harassment last week. Spooky. No, but you said charged. There's a big difference. He was charged. He 100% was charged. He doesn't have to be arrested to be charged. Well, that's the other thing. They don't question Dear Leader. They just go with whatever he says or whatever the content creators that he follows says. And that's another fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? If you are brand new here and you don't like Aiden, that would stand to reason that you know that he has a mob of lunatics that attack people, right? I mean, if you know who he is and you don't like him, like you just said, and you despise him, right, then it would kind of stand to reason. I mean, at this point, I am not the only one, but I mean, those attacks ramp up because I choose to tell the truth and I don't choose to lie, right? And so you have to remember, I'm still a human too. A very imperfect human, but I am still a human too. People seem to think I'm like a robot, right? Like that I just can't make mistakes or not allowed to make mistakes, I am human, right? I deal with a lot on a daily basis, a lot. All right. And just little advice, if you're going into a channel where someone is telling you that that person is a horrible human being and you also don't like the person, maybe the first comment shouldn't be something like he wasn't arrested or he wasn't charged, because that's going to lead someone to believe that you are now sticking up for him or making excuses for him, which in turn is then going to make them on the defensive, right? See how that might happen? Do you know what I mean? Like that, I know that you can't like answer back, so it's a hard conversation to have, but like physically answer back, you can in chat, but do you see where that, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta put a little more thought into what you're doing before you do it, because I have to deal with a constant sledge of trolls. And if you've seen what he does, then I mean, on social media, then you've seen his trolls. You've seen his mob of people that just believe whatever he says and does whatever he says, and they just parrot whatever he says without questioning it, and not just him. Whatever content creators he's surrounding himself with that he, gives the go ahead or pat on the back for, those people too, and they'll believe whatever those people say as well. You know what I mean? Whatever they say, like it's not. Of course, it's not hard to figure out who's wrong and who's right in this whole situation, But he was. I never said he was arrested. He was charged. He was charged. He was charged. You don't have to be arrested to be charged anywhere. I mean, here's the thing. It's my channel, so I can really say whatever I want. That's what it boils down to, right? I can say whatever I want to say. My point is, she's talking about a comment I made, and I might have gotten a little cranky with her, absolutely. But you came there, and the immediate thing was to say he wasn't charged. You're coming to a channel that gives the truth about him, that he constantly attacks. So if you know about him, you know anything about him, you would know that maybe saying things like he wasn't charged on a channel that is talking about his charges probably isn't the smartest thing to do. No? I mean, little common sense here, guys, goes a long way. I cannot possibly hear tone in a text message, right? He was charged. You don't have to be arrested to be charged, okay? You don't. Nor do I just do my homework. People don't seem to realize there's shit that happens behind closed doors that none of you know about, that I do, right? All of these things that I tell you guys happens. And then boom, when it becomes public, you guys aren't surprised, but other people are, right? The procrastinator, Carol. That's all right, Carol. I've been procrastinating a few things too, don't worry. Right, exactly. So you kind of gotta, look at what you're doing before you do it. Yeah, there's not a single stream that I don't make it really abundantly clear here. Right. Well, that's exactly what it is, propaganda 101. So if he says it enough times, people just automatically, that's how brainwashing works. Is if he says it enough times over and over, 75 people say it, then that 75 people turns into 750 turns into 7,500. And then you have thousands of people repeating something that's a bold-faced lie. If somebody immediately comes into my stream or chat or comments on my video and the first thing they say to me is he wasn't charged, I now automatically think you are sticking up for the man. You're here to troll, and you're here to stick up for a man that shows the world who he is every day. They just refuse to believe him. And so for me, I can't afford to sit there and argue back and forth for 3 days with someone who's trolling. At that point, I'm going to say my fucking piece and probably block someone and call it a day, right? Because I don't have the time or the capacity anymore to deal with the relentless amounts of trolls that just repeat the same bullshit over and over, that say he's not in trouble, he's not going to get arrested, he's just asking questions, all the same nonsensical cultist language that he uses, he talks about me almost every fucking live he does. You know what I'm saying? Like come on. Well, it means a name. That's the name of my channel. So if you came here, you would see the name of my channel on my streams, on my live streams. It's right at the top. It says it right there. You know, I mean, you have to remember these people just repeat the same things that he does, including that he's not charged or not arrested or not in trouble or not a bad person, right? It's like the top 3 things they say is just parrot shit that he says, you know? Okay, so if they explained to you who I was, this is the first comment I'm seeing of yours, Karen Rito 70. My mods could have removed one that I didn't see. Possibly. It's the first one I'm seeing. I'm going down all the comments in the order that they're in on my screen. First one I'm seeing from you. Right. You don't have to be, no, you do not have to be arrested to be charged with a crime. Thank you, girl with an eagle eye. Thank you. I was on the hit list since I didn't lie for him. Right? My sanity is too valuable to deal with the nonsensical bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yay, Carol! Well, yeah, I'm guessing probably not. Yeah, see, you clearly don't know my channel because my channel doesn't just attack people. It's not how we roll at all. But I mean, it's ridiculous. You just said you didn't know anything about me at all, right? Nothing. But then you just said someone told you who I was. So it can't be both before you commented. So you came here because somebody told you who I was. And then you made that comment. So it's which one is it? It can't be both. Yeah. Well, I highly doubt it's actually Karen Reed. Let's just be clear with that. It's just a screen name. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not playing dumb games and stupid fucking prizes, dude. I don't have the time for that. I just don't. I really fucking don't. If your immediate reaction to come onto my channel is to say something dumb like he was not charged, then I automatically think you're a troll. If you're not, then probably don't jump to his defense if you're going to go on a channel where you don't like the man. It's not, that doesn't require rocket science. You're saying that you didn't know, I wasn't live yesterday. So saying you didn't know who I was at all and you made that comment, but then you just said someone told you who I was and that I brought receipts. So then you came here. It can't be both. It's one or the other. So you either knew who I was or you didn't know who I was. Right? I mean, I'm just saying, hey, Ash, that's okay. Totally allowed to be late. Actually, I'm early. Been here about 2 hours and 25 minutes. We're early. So since you've been here 2 hours and 25 minutes, if you would like to drop a pumpkin bomb today, a bomb to support our independent truth and channel, because today they're truth bombs, but they're pumpkin bombs because, well, it's freaking Halloween. And, I am I'm the firewoman. But if you would like to drop a pumpkin bomb and support the channel, these are the ways to do so. We have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have a link in the chat that's pinned at the top and in the description, and you can use that for credit or debit. You can enter any amount you want. You can remain anonymous. You can do any of those things. You can get yourself a membership to the channel. You can get yourself memberships for other people. You can gift them. You can get a super chat. You can get a super sticker. I made this really cool drop a pumpkin bomb thing. Love it. It's awesome. But those are the ways that you can help our very small channel. And happy Halloween, of course. I hope everybody has a good Halloween today. I'm glad that fly was zipped. Barb. He is a womanizer, 100%. He clearly does not like women. I get that. I get it. And I give grace, you know? That's why I said, okay, cool. If it's a misunderstanding, no, there was no stream yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. If it was a misunderstanding, it's a misunderstanding. But the first thing that the person did when they commented on my stream was he was not arrested. So if you're going to come onto my channel, watch a live stream of mine, and then your first comment is he was not charged. And then I say, yeah, he was. What the hell are you talking about? And you're like, he was not charged in New Jersey. Then my comment back is going to be, yes, the fuck he was charged in New Jersey. You don't have to be arrested to be charged. Those two things don't have to, you can just be summoned by a piece of paper. But this is why people should not talk about things they don't know about, right? You want to argue with someone about whether he was charged or not, but you didn't even know that you don't have to be arrested to be charged. You can just get a summons. This is the problem, is people acting like they know things they don't know. Listen, if you don't know about a subject, take the 10 seconds to do some research, right? Before you speak on it. And that's half of the problem, is we have people automatically spewing shit just in defense of him before they even know what the fuck they're even talking about. You don't have to be arrested to be charged. You do not have to. You can just send a summons in the mail. A piece of paper that says, hey, you've been charged. Show up at court on this day. You know? I can't stand you. Thank you, Standing. I appreciate your $5 super chat. Expose the BS. It's all over. Said. That's okay. That's why we made the link, because there were some people who didn't have them, you know. Ooh, chicken cutlets, girl. I wish I lived near you. I am so hungry. My stomach was just going, and you said chicken cutlets. So funny. And that's the thing. If somebody told her, like, I do bring receipts and I am kind, like, those things are true. But you have to have some self-awareness. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go to a channel and the first thing you did is comment, he didn't get charged. He did get charged. Because then that person's automatically going to think you're sticking up. I mean, what else would anybody else remember? You know what I mean? What would have any of your responses have been if somebody immediately came to your channel and that's the first thing they wrote, and then you were like, no, he was charged. And they were like, no, he was not charged in New Jersey. At that point, are you going to get a little snippy, or are you just going to be like, sure, you're right? I can still be a kind person and have my limits, right? I have limits and boundaries like anybody else, and I'm allowed to have those limits and boundaries. I am only one person, and I am human. I'm not a robot, despite what people believe. I do have feelings, right? I do. I am a human that has feelings. And so I deal with a lot of shit. Probably the only people in this chat that know the extent of all of the shit I deal with is Ashley and Jesse. Like, I deal with a lot when it comes to this shit. So I do have, you know, boundaries and a line at some point, you know? And that's okay. You know, Sean's a friend of mine, been friends for a long time. Yes, and that's the thing. My chat doesn't just attack people. I probably have one of the best chats out there. You know, literally, because people can just agree to disagree without attacking each other. I don't think pointing out the obvious is attacking. They're pointing out the obvious, which is, what did you think would happen if you were going to comment that on a show that's pulls up the truth about and if you don't like him and someone told you, the stories don't add up. You're saying you don't know who I am. Okay, so you commented, but then it was someone told you who I was, and then you commented. So which one is it? Which one? You know what I mean? Like, again, if it's a misunderstanding, it's a misunderstanding. That's fine, but it's been years. I have a boundary and a line, and if it was anyone else, they wouldn't have been as cool as I was for the first fucking comment. They would have been like, and go fuck yourself, troll, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're coming to defend him. Why even make a comment about whether he was charged or not? Why not be like, hey, new here, just trying to find out what's going on, blah, 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 whatever. Like, why would your first comment be like, he wasn't charged in New Jersey? Yeah, he was. Because to me, that sounds like you're sticking up for him, right? Your first comment is he wasn't charged in New Jersey. Yeah, he was, though. So, I mean, you know, see? And you're not the only one, Amber. You're not the only one. We have quite a few, actually. Quite a few. because we can agree to disagree on certain things. You don't have to agree with everything I say to enjoy my content. Nobody does. I don't have to enjoy with everything JFK says to enjoy his content. Isn't that amazing? See how that works? You know? I mean, it's been years for me, you know? You have to have a little bit of self-awareness, right? I am human. I can make mistakes. Isn't that amazing? Kindly remember that Nan's day job is helping surgeons get out of medical malpractice lawsuits so they can go on and fuck with more patients. Yeah, that's another problem for me. Like, you killed somebody because you weren't careful, right? I couldn't be that kind of attorney. I couldn't do it. Clock's back an hour on Sunday, Carol says, and I will not remember that, Carol. You're gonna have to tell me on Saturday or Sunday, as a matter of fact. Thank you, Elizabeth, and I'm glad you're making those mountain of chicken cutlets because it sounds so good. So freaking good. Yeah, exactly. There are plenty of extra. I mean, there's more trials coming up that we'll be doing. It's just, there's so much. You know what I mean? Like, there's so freaking much going on all at once. And, you know, I try to help as many people as I can when I can. And at the same time, try to keep me, you know, like keep me who I am. And sometimes I need a good old friend to tell me, you know, hey, what was that? You know, like sometimes you just need that, right? Like, I'm only human. I make mistakes too. I'm not a robot. I am a person with feelings, and I do deal with a bit. You know, it's obnoxious the amount of people that just parrot the shit he says without any question whatsoever, and it just goes to show how many people parroted what Nan said without a problem. I have a $20 anonymous donation, and it says, "For your kind heart." Oh, thank you. That was so nice. Thank you very much. Just making sure there's not anything else I need to read here. Okay, perfect. Oh, I've seen people say it all over the place because we are very chill. We are very chill, but at the same time, you can't expect people aren't going to point out the obvious, you know? And that's what I have. Good friends that no matter if they think it's going to hurt my feelings or not, they're not going to scream at me, but they're kind of like, what's going on here? Like, what, come on, you know? Bingo, a family, in my opinion. One big, dysfunctional, perfectly imperfect, twisted tragedies family, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm totally, when I get an extra buck or two, totally, definitely buying myself one of my own ornaments that says I survived a turtle boy tantrum. I am, for my Christmas tree that I don't have yet, but I will. I'm getting my own because they're awesome. That's why. Also, I don't know why. I need to fix it somehow, and maybe I can have my tech people help me. But I have some of the stuff from my store is not popping up on the YouTube part of it, and I don't know why. The blanket looks so comfortable, but I'm gonna either change it or make a second one that says Twisted Tragedies on the side. Happy Halloween, Rain! It's my favorite holiday. I freaking love Halloween, and I have so much to do. It's already 1:30. My God. Can't stand you. She always makes me laugh. Always. Even when I'm in just a bad mood and I'm on the phone with her, Ashley always has a good one-liner for me. Always. Always makes me laugh. But yeah, I'm going to have to get their ceramic ornaments, by the way. And there's the one that says, I survived a turtle boy tantrum. Then there's the one that says, that just has the Twisted Tragedies logo on the front. And then it says Twisted Tragedies on the back. And it says, Happy Twisted Miss. And then there's the other double-sided ornament there that on the front, on the back says Twisted Tragedies True Squad. And then on the other side, it says, I survived the Turtle Boy cult. I won't be watching any Halloween movies. I will be doing Halloweeny stuff outside with kids. Yeah, I heard it's going to rain today, but I think it was this morning, and there's a lot of wind happening right now, and I'm really hoping that wind goes away. Fingers crossed, guys. Seriously, fingers crossed. I also have to make cupcakes, so I'm going to get skedaddle in a minute. because I gotta make those cupcakes. But all right. If I have time later, like when trick or treating is over and all that, I might do like a nighttime stream tonight. It'll be later on tonight. Ooh, you're gonna have to send me that, Priscilla. Oh, I wanna watch that. That would be so cool. Listen, I would love if you would email me where I can find that. twistedtragedies3@gmail.com. Or you can DM me on X, which is Twitter, or Facebook, either one of those. But that sounds like something good I would watch. Nonetheless, I'm going to get going because I have so many things I need to do today. It's not even funny, right? Cupcakes in my gut, right? They're magically suspicious or malicious. Whichever. But if you would like to make a last-minute donation to our channel, and even if we're not live anymore, I will read it tonight if I do another live stream tonight or tomorrow, because I'm going to make up for yesterday, I think, with maybe a tomorrow stream, even though I usually take Saturdays off. I think I'm going to do maybe a Saturday morning. Or you can do so one of these ways: CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have a link for debit and credits in the description of the video. It's pinned into the chat as well. And if you decide to do it when we're not live anymore and you catch us on the restream, that's okay, because we'll just read it when we are live. And I hope everybody has an amazing Halloween. I will try to take some pictures of us out tonight. I'm really bad at remembering to take pictures, but I will try. I hope everybody has an amazing night. Don't eat too much candy, especially for you diabetics. Sugar-free, everybody. Sugar-free for the diabetics. All right? I love your stinking faces, and hopefully I'll see you guys later or tomorrow morning. All right? Hold on to your hats, folks. I'll obviously make a post before I'm going live so you guys know. And I'll have Jesse put it in Discord, per usual. But everybody have an amazing day. Love you. Bye.